Confidence isn't a trait. It's a decision. The only reason you lack confidence is because you've never installed it. 1. The illusion of confidence. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you install. If you feel weak, insecure, or powerless, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because your mind is running on an outdated version of you. A version full of doubt, fear, hesitation. A version that was programmed, not chosen. Think about it. Every belief you have about yourself, the way you talk, the way you react, the way you think, none of it is truly yours. It's a script written by your environment, by the people who raised you, by the voices that told you who you were supposed to be. And after hearing those stories again and again, your brain accepted them as truth. But here's the twist. Your identity is not fixed. It's just a habit. Your fears were installed. Your self-doubt was installed. Even your so-called personality is nothing more than a program, one you've been running on autoplay your entire life. You didn't choose your first language, your early beliefs, your emotional triggers. They were downloaded into your brain without permission. But they can also be deleted, rewritten, upgraded. Confidence is not a trait. It's a decision. A decision to uninstall the version of you that doubts and replace it with the one that dominates. Once you understand that, everything changes. You're no longer living your identity. You're reprogramming it. 2. The hidden truth about identity. From the moment you were born, your identity was not yours. It was shaped, molded, and programmed by the world around you. You were labeled before you even had a chance to decide who you were. Smart, shy, average, troublemaker. These labels weren't just words. They were instructions your mind learned to follow. Every expectation, every repeated thought, every rule you were told became a belief, and every belief slowly hardened into your identity. Here's the shocking truth. Your identity is not fixed. It's nothing more than habit. A set of patterns your brain repeats because they feel safe, familiar, and predictable. That's why change feels impossible. You're trying to escape a story your mind has been telling itself for years, a story you didn't even choose. But imagine if that story could be erased in an instant. If all those limiting beliefs, fears, and doubts could vanish, leaving a blank slate for you to write a new identity, the version of yourself that you've been told is permanent, isn't. It's just a collection of habits, neural pathways, and repeated thoughts. And habits, pathways, and thoughts can all be rewritten. Once you see that, you realize something powerful. You're not trapped by who you were made to be. You can step into a new version of yourself at any moment. A version that isn't dictated by labels, fear, or old habits, but one that you intentionally choose. 3. Cognitive identity override. This is the brain hack that rewires your identity instantly. It forces your mind to abandon the old version of yourself and accept a new one on command. Think of it as a full reset. Your brain clings to your current self because it's familiar, safe, predictable, even if it's full of doubt and fear. But that stops today. For the next 24 hours, act as if your old self no longer exists. Speak, think, and move like the new you has already arrived. Every old belief that surfaces must be immediately rejected and replaced. Every doubt that whispers must be drowned out by the truth of your new identity. For example, old, I'm bad under pressure. New, pressure fuels me, I thrive under it. Old, I'm not confident. New, confidence is my default. It flows through me, naturally. At first, your mind will resist. It will try to pull you back to what's familiar, repeating old habits, old thoughts. But persistence is key. Each time you reject the old self and enforce the new, your brain begins to adapt. Neural pathways realign. Fear loses its grip. Weakness fades. And slowly, that new identity becomes your reality. This is not just visualization. It's real, actionable reprogramming. For 24 hours, you are no longer the person you were. You are the person you've chosen to be. 4. Overwriting the internal script. At first, your mind will resist. It will whisper, doubt, and argue. This isn't you. You can't be like this. That's a sign you're doing it right. The old system is being forced to break. Your identity isn't some fixed essence. It's a script, a series of repeated thoughts running on autopilot. Every fear, every hesitation, every limitation is just a pattern your brain has looped over and over. The key is to interrupt the repetition. Every time a thought from your old self rises, reject it immediately. Replace it with the new version of you, the confident, dominant, fearless self. As you do this repeatedly, your mind begins to confuse itself. It no longer recognizes the old you as real, and in that moment of confusion, you have the perfect opportunity to insert your new identity. Once this new identity locks in, your old fears and doubts will feel like they belong to someone else. You'll look back at your old habits and insecurities and wonder, was that really me? Because it won't be. You will have overwritten the internal script. The voice of fear, hesitation, and limitation will fade, replaced by the voice of your new, unstoppable self. This is how transformation becomes permanent, not by trying harder, but by forcing the mind to rewrite who you are at its core. 5. Identity reinforcement. Your transformation won't stick unless you reinforce it. Change your mind, yes, but also your environment, your actions, and the people around you. Your new identity needs support on every level, physically, mentally, and socially. Start with your environment, rearrange your space. Remove items, objects, or reminders that tie you to your old self. Replace them with symbols of the person you're becoming. Your surroundings must reflect the new identity, or they will keep pulling you back. Next, speak your identity aloud every day. Don't whisper it. Don't think it silently. Say it with power. I am bold. I am decisive. I speak with authority. Every word reinforces the new program in your brain. The subconscious mind listens and believes what you say with certainty. Finally, act without hesitation. The body leads, the mind follows. Move, speak, and make decisions as the new you would, even if it feels strange at first. Every confident action strengthens the neural pathways of your new identity. In just a few days, people will notice the shift, not because you tried harder, not because you studied or practiced more, but because you became someone else entirely. The old you fades, and the new you steps into reality fully and unmistakably. 6. The risk and the power. This brain hack is not for everyone. It strips away every excuse that has kept you small, passive, or predictable. It gives you an unfair advantage over those who settle for slow, ordinary change. It shatters the illusion that personality is fixed, that some people are born confident while others are doomed to doubt. Once you realize that your identity was never truly yours, you can't unsee it. The old self you clung to was a product of conditioning. Labels, expectations, fears, nothing more. And yes, in the process you may feel disconnected from who you once were. That's natural. But remember, your old self wasn't your choice. The new self is. Now, you choose. Today you face a decision. You can return to the predictable, safe version of yourself, trapped in the story others wrote for you. Or you can completely rewrite the script. One path keeps you comfortable. The other makes you unstoppable. The choice is yours, and it will define everything you do from this moment onward.